When I first saw SNOVER as a kid, I was so excited to have a grass ice type Pokemon. Learning them all, and that excitement swiftly came to an end the first time I tried to actually use it. At first glance, it's like, oh, its stats really aren't too bad, they're decent across the board. And okay, yeah, sure, for an early to mid-game Pokemon, but we all know how Game Freak treats ice types like some late-game prize, but boy, its amount of weaknesses for sure make it feel like anything but that. But hey, Snow Warning is at least a nice ability, and its move pool, it isn't bad, but it isn't great. Sadly, the little guy is just awful by the time you get it in most regions. 2 stars in battle prowess. And the only reason it wasn't lower is because it is actually available very early game in Galar, but otherwise locked to the very late game in every other region. So its availability gets absolutely bailed out to 3 stars. And I think SNOVER and Abomasnow are actually really cool. Little SNOVER appears to be like a little baby fir tree yeti creature, or even, apologies here, but a Juyo snow monster, which is a simple yet perfect idea for a grass and ice type Pokemon. 5 stars. And its design is also actually kind of fantastic. It's definitely cute enough to be a first stage Pokemon you see like wandering or hiding in a snowy forest using its almost mountaintop-esque hat thing as camouflage, but also definitely looks strong enough to handle itself with the big club-like arms and spikes coming out of its back. I don't think it's quite a top-tier Pokemon design, but I do think that it is fantastic. 4.5 stars, which will land SNOVER a respectable 3.625 stars overall. I really wish Abomasnow was better, it's such a unique Pokemon. Rating them all, and obviously its main downside is its grass and ice typing. What happens when you combine 2 of the worst defensive typings? It gets 7 weaknesses, including a quad weakness, made even worse by the fact that it's neither fast enough or bulky enough to mitigate those issues. Honestly, even its 90s in attacks aren't that great. It does have a great ability though, and honestly a really nice move pool, but it just sadly isn't enough. 3.5 stars in battle prowess. And its level 40 evolution would be an issue if Galar wasn't the only region where it was found early. In the others, you'll barely have to grind SNOVER at all, so it'll stay 3 stars. But as I went over with SNOVER, turning a snow-covered tree or Juhyo snow monster into an actual monster in the snow, a Yeti or abominable snowman, is about as good as it gets for a grass ice type Pokemon. 5 stars. But I think that I actually like SNOVER's design more. Round little friend-shaped tree that looks cute, capable, and mysterious. But Abomasnow still looks great, to be fair. A 7-foot tall, 300-pound snowy tree monster with those massive tree trunk arms and maybe even a snowy owl face. Owls are extremely efficient predators, and I would not want to meet an Abomasnow in the woods. 4 stars, which will give Abomasnow a very decent 3.875 stars overall. Abomasnow is definitely a surprising Pokemon to get a Mega. But while rating them all in like most Megas, it's pretty monstrous in battle with its whopping 132 attack stats and 105 for defense. However, while its defenses are better for sure, it still has the glaring weakness of, well, its abundant glaring weaknesses due to its grass and ice typing. Snow Warning is amazing for accurate blizzards and chip damage, and its move pool, while it is pretty great, I really don't see why they took away Giga Drain for Gen 6 and made Leech Seed an egg move, both of which would have vastly improved this Pokemon. And honestly, just its stats plus Blizzard alone are amazing, but its typing definitely holds it back. 4 stars in battle practice. And its availability is honestly better than I was expecting. You don't get SNOVER or Abomasnow until right before the 6th gym in Kalos, but you can get its Mega Stone very shortly after, so that'll bring its availability up to 3.5 stars. And I explained why SNOVER and Abomasnow's concepts were 5 stars, and in short, turning a snow tree monster legend into a snowy tree yeti monster is perfect for a grass and ice type Pokemon, and its Mega just becomes even more abominable and monstrous, so it'll stay 5 stars. But it has been one of my least favorite Mega designs for the last 12 years, though honestly doing this series has made me more appreciative of the details and purpose behind designs, which in turn completely flipped my opinion on Mega Abomasnow. I love this whole line, but the Mega really does exactly what a Mega should. It ramps up every single aspect of what makes Abomasnow a monstrous Pokemon. The club or tree trunk style arms get bigger and more mace-like, the frilly leaves or hair, whatever, gets more frayed and angry looking, and even the ice spikes, which I thought were always kind of random, answer what has always been growing on SNOVER and Abomasnow's back this whole time. Maybe it's not the best of the best, but it is a very good design. 4.5 stars. So that will bring Mega Abomasnow a very nice 4.25 stars overall.